The Tim Tebow saga is one of the strangest chapters in NFL history ever. After surprisingly getting drafted 25th overall in 2010, the Broncos traded a 2, 3, and 4 to move up. Tebow played a few games his rookie year, then had one of the worst statistical seasons of all time. No NFL quarterback has had a worse completion percentage. His was 46.5. And at just 123 yards per game, he was completely ineffective, but he was winning. The Broncos started 1-4 before he took over. He then rattled off a 6-game winning streak and led him to shocking late-game win after late-game win. How did he do it? How bad was he? And why did he never start again? Well, to answer those last two, he has the worst film of any quarterback I have ever studied in my entire life. It's crazy bad, but the advanced stats might be even worse. Each of the stats here were easily the most in the league, like by a ton, and in each applicable category, his completion percentage was horrible. His deep throw completion was just 28.6%, his when blitz completion just 36%. Every single thing about his game was awful. So Denver's coach John Fox did everything possible to limit him throwing the ball. Tebow attempted just 23 passes per game. For comparison, that's even below last year's lowest number at 25.7 by the Eagles. But theirs was so low because they were usually blowing teams out by the time the fourth quarter rolled around. So they just sat on the ball. Tebow won only one game by more than a touchdown. He was so bad, the Broncos ran damn near every first down, usually every second down too, and at times, I'm not joking, Fox had so little faith in him, no pun intended, he'd QB run on 3rd and long. I've been analyzing film on this channel for 6 years now. I have never seen a coach not trust their quarterback this much. And it was warranted. You'd expect a QB with the leadership, competitive intangibles that Tebow had to come in and work his ass off to master the playbook, but he played like he had never even cracked it open once. If I had to define his primary main issue, his timing and everything that comes with it was his biggest flaw. We've talked before about how your feet are synced up with when the receiver comes open, so if you have good feet, you have good timing. Well, Tebow's footwork was everywhere. He had no concept of 3-step, 3 and a hitch, 5-step, none of it. So oftentimes receivers had come open at what should have been the top of his drop, but he wasn't hitting his back foot then releasing, so he had no way to synchronize with his receivers, and his timing remained abysmal. To contrast, we can see Joe Burrow's footwork, who we broke down last week. His footwork is extremely structured, giving the offense structure. 1, 2, 3, the ball is out. That's how Zach Taylor designed the play to hit this exact landmark at this exact time in the down. But for Tebow, since his footwork was awful all over the place, it made it nearly impossible for him to develop consistency or anticipate open receivers. He was a wait-and-see thrower. For example, there are a few issues on this play. The Chargers are showing a 3-deep zone coverage, but it ends up being man coverage. Tebow has this curl at the bottom against off-man coverage, and a curl against off-man coverage should be a gimme every time. You're the quarterback, you're the one who knows exactly where your receiver's going, so you can throw it early to him before he's out of his break. The cornerback does not know where he's going. So against off-man coverage, there will be an opening to complete the pass. But because Tebow doesn't have timing, anticipation, this window quickly closes. If you throw this at the top of your drop before Willis comes open, there is space. But since Tebow waits to see if he's open, now, not so much. He takes off running and gains a measly 3 yards. When you're not anticipating, windows are gonna close and opportunities are gonna disappear. A half second is all it takes to make a completed pass an incomplete pass. Like here on this cross-country dagger concept, the Chiefs are in man coverage, so a nice horizontal in-breaker is good since you have your receiver running away from the defender. But instead of anticipating dagger coming open, Tebow waits to see it open, then starts his motion, which we're about to see is long, and he gets smashed. You can see his footwork too. You are not supposed to stay standing around in the pocket this long. NFL concepts are not designed for the QB to hold and hold and hold. Maybe if he had a quicker release instead of whatever the hell this is, he could get this off. but he takes too long, his delivery takes too long, and he misses an open receiver. His issues with timing extend to his inability to hit checkdowns. Since he was always late on his first read, that would throw off his timing and make him late on his checkdowns. And if you're not hitting your checkdowns, yeah, you're gonna have a lower completion percentage. Since he pushed the ball deep so often, defenses had to drop way deep in zone coverage because they knew he was gonna bomb the ball down the field. So a lot of the time he had wide open checkdowns to a running back or somebody underneath. Because of his lack of timing and his desire to scramble, he never hit his checkdowns. Because of his lack of ability to hit the checkdown, and because he couldn't anticipate, process coverages, held the ball forever, the Dolphins in Week 7 felt comfortable sending deep safety blitzes at him because they knew he'd hold the ball. Here Miami plays this really nifty inverted cover 6 coverage. Cover 6 is zone coverage quarter, half, meaning these two play quarters deep and this guy plays a half. And inverted means a cornerback is playing a deep safety role, not a safety. He's the one blitzing, and look how Tebow doesn't hit his check down, which is wide open, and the safety smokes him. Now, there were some late game heroics, Tebow time, that we have to talk about, but it's already something we kinda touched on. He always attempted hero throws where he relentlessly pushed the ball down the field, and during Tebow time at the end of the game, he would just dial in that much more that he hit on a couple of these big time passes. Through the first 57 minutes of this Miami game, he was awful and led the Broncos to a 15-0 deficit. But then he started connecting deep, and Denver won in overtime. On 2nd and 10 with 56 seconds left down 8, this is an incredible throw. The Dolphins are playing cover 2 man, which is man coverage with 2 deep safeties. Specifically in this coverage, defenders play inside leverage to try and funnel the receiver towards that safety help and force a longer throw outside. You can see Benny Sapp aggressively squatting inside, utilizing this inside leverage man technique. Since the Fins are in cover 2 man and an outbreaking route beats him, you can see Eric Decker coming open here, would also stop the clock since he could get out of bounds. But Tebow, to his credit, recognizes the linebacker covering Daniel Fells is a nap defender, a non-aggressive player, where he can't turn around, and Fells makes an incredible diving catch. You can see from the tight angle, look at the way this ball ducks out of his hands, just quacks around flying away from Fells, who, yeah, makes an awesome catch. The question I'm sure on all of your minds clicking on this video is what happened in that Steelers playoff upset. That first play of overtime where he threw an 80-yard touchdown pass to Demaryius Thomas to walk him off and send him to the next round. Well, it's really not that impressive when going back through the film. I have never seen a defense be as disrespectful to a quarterback as the Steelers were against Tebow in this game. They often did not play with a deep safety. I have never seen this before, and just all out rushed on 1st and 2nd down to blow up what they knew what was coming, the run. This is why on 1st and 10, first play of overtime, look how everybody's flying down ready for the run. It puts poor Ike Taylor on an island one-on-one with the great Demaryius Thomas. All Tebow has to do is throw a quick post. To his credit, he puts it right on the money, and the Broncos shock the world. I didn't really talk about him rushing the ball at all. Ultimately, his downfall was his passing, so that's what I focused on. But to briefly touch on why the Steelers and other defense played so close to the line, Tebow's ability to run played a major factor. Against the run, you always want to have one more defender than the offense's blockers. You need one more to fit a guy in every gap, and one more to have somebody free to hit the ball carrier. Well, because Tebow could also run, not just the running back, it adds another body to the equation and changes the math. Now defenses definitely don't have enough bodies in the box, and what makes matters worse, the zone read is designed to not block a defender, so you add even another number. To stop this, you basically have to play cover 0, no deep safeties, in extremely dangerous pass coverage to make sure you have enough in the box. So with defenses constantly playing cover 0 against Tebow, even still, he couldn't become an effective passer. Despite how bad he was, I'm still surprised he never really got another chance to start anywhere else. Dude won a playoff game. At the same time, with that being said, the fact he was effective whatsoever is really a credit to how good the Broncos already were around him. The offensive line was awesome, the receiving core was exceptional, and just 1 year later, Peyton Manning came over and started setting records. Tebow was in the right place at the right time and had the intangibles that made others believe in him even when he actually struggled with his play. He had all the makings of a great leader, franchise quarterback, except he badly struggled with his timing, his anticipation, his footwork, reading defensive coverages, and accuracy. Despite all of that, he gave Denver and the entire NFL a chapter we'll remember forever. And for a long stretch in 2011, Tebow time was the biggest show in all of sports.